This is Eric from Pack Hacker, and today we're taking a look at the North Face Borealis Convertible Backpack, which I've been testing for the past 2 weeks. Let's dive in. So the primary material that we're working with here is a 210D recycled ripstop nylon. So this is very lightweight, very easy to pack it because this does convert from a backpack into a waist pack. And we also have on the bottom here, it's a little bit of a reinforced boot. So when you have this just in sling mode or waist pack mode, very durable material down here because this is the boot of the bag and that's what it also is, the sling. So in addition to having lightweight materials and then the reinforced boot, we also have a non-PFC durable water repellent finish. So this does pretty well in light rain. I also had it out in snow a little bit because it's, December now in Michigan, we're getting snow. And it did pretty well, nothing to report. It didn't seep in, but if it's gonna be pouring, this isn't a super thick material. We don't have waterproof zippers either. So I would get out of the rain if it's gonna be pouring for an extended period of time. But we do have YKK zippers, which are very nice. I like the pulls on this bag as well. Very easy to get in and out of the bag. No problems with that. YKK is one of the best brands in the business. And we also have, let's see here, Duraflex hardware. We'll show you the big one because that's easiest. Big old Duraflex buckle with the North Face logo on it, snappy. So this is the hip belt, but also the strap on the waist pack. So you probably need a bigger one than that. Then you also have the adjusters here too. So nothing bad to report about those. Duraflex is another one of the best brands in the biz. So moving back to the front here, as you can see, we do have the large North Face logo there on the top, which I don't know that I've seen a piece of North Face gear that doesn't have a huge North Face logo. I think some people buy it for the logo because it is a reputable brand. So that's just kind of what you're getting with this bag. And then we have the Borealis Convertible on the bottom there. On the front of the pack, we have this bungee cord system here, which you can throw stuff in there. So I was actually able to throw a large water bottle in here. If you have a smaller water bottle, I don't think it would work because it's just not going to be tight enough. But you can throw a big water bottle in there. It's still not going to be perfect because in theory, it could just like slip through here if you have a smaller bottle. But it does have that connection on the bottom, so it can't like just slide straight out, but not perfectly like secured in there, but pretty secured in there. And if you have a smaller bottle, you could throw it inside of here, or you can really throw a lot of stuff inside of here because you do have quite a bit of depth there, as you can see. So if you have a smaller water bottle, or like I was able to throw my packable rain jacket in there on occasion, I like stowing that here when it is wet, like if I was wearing it and then I packed it back in, or even I just ball it up and throw it in here, and then when I go back outside again, I can grab it and it doesn't get this stuff that's on the inside of the bag wet. So you have some nice functionality here on the outside of the pack, but other than that, there really isn't a ton going on. There isn't like an actual water bottle pocket or anything like that on either side, but a pretty functional bag on the outside for how small it is and not a huge capacity, and for the fact that it is a convertible bag. So the back panel here is a little bit, I don't want to say weird, just a little bit different than probably what you're used to seeing. So we have a really structured back panel area down here that's pretty well padded and has some nice aeration, and this is where the waist pack is. So this is like when you're wearing the waist pack, you get that, and obviously you get it while you have it in backpack mode as well. But then up here is very malleable, so it really depends on what you're going to stow inside of the backpack to how much structure you're going to get up here and how much padding you're going to get up here as well. So it just kind of depends what you're going to put inside of here and how you pack it. So I would always recommend packing anything that's kind of flat on the back side here, because it kind of turns into your back panel. As you can see, it's not completely packed out fully, so there are like little lumpy areas, and you can kind of feel that on your back. So it's not the most comfortable carry that I've come across, but overall, I really can't complain too much considering all the stuff that this bag does. So these shoulder straps are super malleable, and that's because they pack away when you convert it into a sling, but they're pretty comfortable. There's a little bit of padding there, and you have that aeration too to keep things cool. So pretty happy with that overall. And then you have this little handle up here that you can grab it with. Actually, I shouldn't say little material, but you can stick your whole hand through there if you want to, so you can grab that pretty easily. But overall, pretty happy with this upper harness system here. If you're used to super padded shoulder straps, you're not going to get those there, but we also have this hip belt, which also acts as the strap for the waist pack. So you have these little hip huggers here that have little pockets on the sides with elastic, no zippers or anything like that, but you can stow a snack in there or something like that. So you get a pretty ample harness system for the crossbody bag, and you also get that for the bottom portion of the backpack as well. If you are enjoying this video, please make sure you subscribe to the channel and throw a like on this video so we can continue making content like this to help you travel smarter. So I have the backpack on right now, and as you can see, the hip belt is very high, like it's basically like over my stomach, which feels a little bit awkward, but kind of does the the same thing, it's just shifting weight in a different way. And you really can't, in my opinion, get enough heavy gear inside of here for this to matter too much, but it does look a little bit funky and kind of feel a little bit funky. But overall, very comfortable. And again, it's all gonna depend what you put in here. If you put a bunch of heavy gear in here, it's gonna sit weird, but if you pack smart, you're gonna be okay. So as you can see, I now have it in waist pack mode, which I will get into in just a little bit how you do that. But it is very large. It is just very, very big and beefy. And even when I was riding my bike with this, typically I can wear a pack like this on my front side, but it was just because, you know, you're a little bit like hunched over when you're riding your bike. It was not very comfortable, so I had to go on the back side like this, which I don't love doing for a bag like this just because it is so big. But overall, it is very comfortable. It's just very big, especially compared to how much gear you can stow inside of it. So you have two real secondary compartments to work with. There's one up here on the top that has a nice little fabric welt over it. So that's a nice place where, in theory, water's not gonna be able to get in there as easily because there's a welt over the zipper and no water can slide in there. So inside of there, I just have my phone and my wallet. Just pretty easily fit inside of there. You can see it goes all the way down to this seam down here and then all the way to the front face of the pack as well. And you have a little bit of space up here. That's kind of hard to use, but if you were stowing like clothing in there or something like that, you might be able to kind of just put it in there and then close the zipper. So pretty good sized pocket, no real padding or anything like that. So if you're gonna put something, you know, like a tablet in there or something like that, I would not do that, but generally speaking, this bag doesn't have much padding anywhere. So just keep that in mind when you are using it. And then we have another pocket down here on the bottom, which has this more malleable material. So this was really more weather resistant. So if you're worried about something getting wet, like a passport or something like that, I would put it down here. But again, I don't know if I'd stow your passport in here because it is on the front of the bag. That's just an example of something you would want to not get wet. So you have no organization or anything like that inside of here. It goes around the whole front face of the bag. So this is something you can use when you're in waist pack mode or if you are in backpack mode. So you can use this both. This one up here you obviously cannot use when you are in crossbody mode, or I keep wanting to say crossbody, waist pack mode, because it is packed away. You could in theory have something inside of there and pack it away, but it's not gonna be easy to get to. So this is the only pocket that you can really use while you are not in backpack mode anymore. And one other thing to mention is on the back side here. So this is where the lid of the crossbody bag kind of hides when you aren't using it. So this is the lid of the crossbody bag, another North Face logo there. You can also kind of use that as a pocket if you want to. So you could stow something back here. You could put your phone or your wallet or something back here. Like this even fits in here like that. So you could grab it without actually undoing this. So in theory, this could come out because it can go in there, but it's just a nice little place you can stow something if you want to when you are in either backpack mode, or I believe you can also do it while you are in waist pack mode. So I don't think that that's really supposed to be used as a pocket like that, but I did do it, especially when I was riding my bike and I wanted to have some things a little bit closer to me and also accessible. So the main compartment for the backpack and the sling is actually the same. It's all connected. And I'll show you how to kind of pack that up once we get inside. So the main compartment for the backpack section opens up here, and comes around about halfway down the pack, so you can get pretty good access to your gear. So I have my packable jacket. This is the one that I was able to stow inside up here, like this. So if you wanted to stow that there, you could. I actually did it bigger end down there, so that way it wasn't like hanging out like that. I have my tech pouch, then I have my toiletry case as well. And then I just have some packing cubes inside of here so you can see how much gear can fit inside of here, but you really can kind of stow whatever you want to put in here. But I don't really like putting things in here that don't have some structure to them. Like I would never put like my loose camera inside of here, but I did stow my camera cube in here. So that way there was structure from the camera cube and my camera wasn't just kind of moving around with these malleable materials. So keep that in mind when you are packing. I've got another packing cube stowed inside of here as well. So there really isn't any organization to speak of inside of here except for this bottom pocket down here. So you have this pocket down here, which is the only organization inside the main compartment for the sling or the backpack. And not super helpful to me personally when you're in backpack mode. I did stow a tablet in there once just because it was like the only really place to put it where I wasn't going to move around. But that's also where you are going to stow this backpack section when you are using the sling. So if you close this up, and we got to find the other zipper here. I'm always not sure which, there are the zipper heads. So this part opens right here. It's just above this pocket here. And so this is now open and you can stuff, you actually have to unclip these first as well. So this, the shoulder straps unbuckle there down at the bottom. You can unbuckle those. And then all of this stows into that pocket that I was talking about. So you just shove it all inside of there. There's probably a better way to do it than how I'm doing it right now, but I'm just trying to do it fairly quickly so I don't bore all of you into not wanting to watch this video. But now we are in waist pack mode, and that top that we were talking about earlier can pull out, and that is the top of your sling. So I'm gonna shove a packing cube in here really quickly so we can give it a little bit more what it'll look like when you have stuff inside of it. So as you can see now, we are in waste pack mode. So you can still access this pocket. We have a new little top handle here. Actually, it might be the same top handle. No, it's a different top handle. It can't be the same one because that's inside now. So it's a pretty large crossbody bag, or I keep wanting to say crossbody. You could wear it crossbody, but it is more of a waist sling. It is definitely more comfortable at your waist. You have access to that front pocket, as I mentioned earlier, and then obviously this is your main compartment. And I just have a big packing cube in there right now, but just a big dump pocket. So you don't really have any organization. I guess you could shove some stuff inside of here with the top part of the backpack. It just doesn't do a great job of compressing that. I don't really love that, how that looks. I think if you do fold it up a little bit better, you can make it look a little bit neater and have a little bit more space, but don't love that. But you do get a ton of padding on the back panel, so it is pretty comfortable to wear, and you have these hip huggers, which make it a bit more comfortable as well, and still have access to this back pocket, as I mentioned, to stow your phone or whatever. And you can also attach this on here with the little orange clip here. Don't know that that really matters, but just a little, wanted to do it really quickly. So overall, I don't love using this bag, but I think it is very handy for people who like having a big waist pack when they're traveling, but also want to have the ability to use a day pack, or vice versa. So I haven't really come across many bags that convert from sling to day pack and do it very well. And as far as those very specific subset of bags, I think this does do a pretty good job. It's just not for me personally, but I'd love to know what you would use this for and why it works for you. It's just not perfect for me. But again, your mileage may vary. So there you have it, the North Face Borealis Convertible Backpack. Thanks for keeping it here at Pack Hacker, your guide to smarter travel. We'll see you on the next one.